Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So Jason Derulo is in hot water, okay? Because apparently this young lady by the name of, first name I can't pronounce, last name Gibson, is accusing him of and suing him for SA because apparently, according to her, Jason gave her a deal and then dropped her after she turned down his advancement. Here's what she's claiming happened, and I'll be back with my opinion.
Singer Amaja Gibson is stepping into the shade room just days after filing a lawsuit accusing Derulo of trying to pressure her into a ritual.
I feel like I'm being retaliated against, intimidation.
She says when she turned down his advances, she was dropped from her label.
Devastated, my heart dropped.
What she says is going on behind the scenes that no young female artist should ever have to go through.
Was there a flirty relationship between you two?
I've always tried to keep a professional setting with everyone, especially with men in the industry, because we all heard those stories. This is something, like I said, I've been wanting to do since a little girl, and no one gets taken serious if you're just out here trying to take things beyond a professional level.
The studio sessions began November 2021 at his studio in Tarzana.
He was Ubering me, so they were from like 9 p.m. to like 2 in the morning, those sessions.
And that's when Gibson says things went left.
But with those sessions, he started to text me saying like, oh, are you gonna have a drink with me? And I told him I'm not a drinker. And he wanted me to go out to dinner with him.
According to the lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, Derulo, quote, assured her that he would arrange for an Uber to take her home. She says Derulo did pressure her to drink with him once before.
I know when you don't accept an offer, people can get offended. So I took a sip of the drink, but I let him know that this was a large amount of alcohol. It's super strong. And he took a sip of the drink and he had confirmed it was super strong.
She declined to drink any further.
Something compelled me in a session with him to tell him, say, hey, I'm not going to bend my morals in order to move forward with my career. And he responds with, oh, well, you might have to do goat skin and fish scales. And this is in front of his engineer, and I froze because I don't know what that means.
Okay, so I don't really know who she is, and I don't want to do a deep dive on her to figure out things about her that will make me say right off the bat that she's not telling the truth, okay? I want to be as unbiased as possible. Now, with that being said, let's say that she's right, okay? He made those advancements towards her. She turned him down, and he dropped her from the label. My question is, if he essayed you, why are you suing him? Why did you not file a police report? Why didn't you press charges instead of suing? It's giving, I'm looking for money, okay? Because again, I'm not in Hollywood, but if something like this were to happen to me, I would think that I would press charges first, you know, and I would want to be released from said contract, right? I would want to be released from the contract. I would not want to work with somebody like that, nor would I want to work in such a hostile environment, because once that happens, it's never going to be the same. I would not want to work with this person ever again. So it is beyond me why she is suing him for dropping her, as if she would not want to be dropped. You should have wanted to be dropped. You should have begged to be dropped from this label. If I get hired for a job and it turns out that the only reason why you hired me was for what you thought you could get out of me sexually, I don't need you to fire me. I'm gonna quit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to report you to HR. I am running as far away from that position, that person, that establishment as possible. There is a moment during the interview, she said there was one time she was late and he walked towards her so upset that she thought he was about to hit her. Like, what? And you're telling me you've experienced all of this and you would still want to keep that contract? Because the reason why she is suing him is not because of none of these things. It's because she was dropped. That's the whole reason for the lawsuit. And now these things are coming into play because she's trying to figure out why she might have been dropped, but there was not a conversation about why she was dropped. She was just dropped, and that's what she's suing. If all of these things happen, why are you still trying to be in that contract? Why are you still trying to work with that person? What? Ma'am, make it make sense. Another thing she said happened was that he made a comment. He said we might have to do goat skin and fish scales. And she said, I froze because I didn't know what that meant. So if you didn't know what it meant, why did you freeze? I'm confused, because if someone says something to me that I don't understand, my first instinct is not to freeze. For all I know, it would have been a compliment. So why would I freeze because someone says something to me that I don't understand? And then she went to explain how she did a deep dive on the whole goat skin thing. And as a Haitian person, I will say that I have never heard of any ritual with goat skin and blood and things of that nature. I have not heard of that. And I'm from Haiti, born and raised. I have never heard of that. To be quite honest, I think homegirl may have been a little jealous, just a little bit, because she said they had a meeting and someone else showed up in that meeting that was supposedly her replacement, because they ended up giving her a song that was promised to her. And then her lawyer also stated that they assumed that this particular young woman that was also at the meeting that Jason seems to be moving on with was probably fulfilling whatever it is that the Gibson young lady was not willing to do. So you're assuming all of that, and you're assuming that that's why you were dropped, because nowhere in there did she say Jason had a conversation with her and let her know that we're dropping you because of XYZ. So that's all assumption. So she might be a little jealous, thinking that, okay, the girl did what it is that I wasn't willing to do, and that's why you dropped me and you're moving on with her. And, here's also what gets to me. I don't know what it's going to take for people to understand, because you signed this contract, you're protected, and that these people are supposedly turned into saints because you signed a contract. No, you have to keep in mind that you're still dealing with human beings that could be underhanded, that could have their own mental stuff going on, that have some weird trauma that they have to deal with. Just because they have money and power, it does not exempt them from being jacked up folks. And the quicker we remove that expectation from our mind, we will go into contract with a different mindset, and we will look at people differently. Nobody is your friend, especially in Hollywood. No one is your friend. I don't care how long you've known them. Tread lightly. I'm not saying you can't have friends in Hollywood, but you have to be very careful. And you have to always be on your toes, because you can't expect everybody out there to be your mom and dad. You can't expect them to treat you like you're the best thing that's ever happened to them, or that you're like the Queen of Sheba or something like that. You can't do that. Anyways, moving on to Jason. Jason Derulo released a statement saying, this is so funny, saying how he feels about the whole situation and all that, right? I will play it for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't normally comment, but these claims are completely false and hurtful. I stand against all forms of harassment, and I remain supportive of anybody following their dreams. I've always strived to live my life in a positively impactful way, and that's why I sit here before you deeply offended by these defamatory claims. God bless.
I'm not saying he did it, but like whoever his PR team is that wrote the script for him, I have never seen him act. So, that's probably why this was delivered the way it was delivered. And that's why you should just speak from your heart. But again, I'm not in Hollywood, so I don't know. But why do we all feel like we need a script to speak on or to address anything? You're being accused of something, and this is how you feel about it. Do you have to have a script? Why do you have to have a script? For one. And two, you didn't even practice the speech. Like, the delivery was so robotic, and like the long pauses that he took between sentences Bro, if you weren't guilty, this made you look mad guilty because it looked like somebody was feeding you some lines. It was just giving guilty. It was just giving guilty, like I did this and I don't know what to say, and my PR team just put this together for me and I'm just going to regurgitate it for y'all because that was very cringe. All right, let's get into some of these comments, y'all. Somebody said, I wouldn't believe her. She snaked out her own sisters to get ahead and lies way too much. See, like I was saying earlier, I didn't want to do a deep dive on her because I didn't want to discredit her. But as I went in the comment section, a lot of people apparently who knows her, I don't know who the girl is. Apparently people who know her were in the comments saying how much she lies. Someone else said, so suing for money but not pressing charges. Yeah, this is about Brett. Shaking my head. That's what I was saying. There is no paperwork of her ever filing, like pressing charges against him, and no police report or anything like that for being essayed. And then you're just gonna start suing. I don't know that's how this works, but it's giving I want some money from homeboy. This comment is a little long, so bear with me. Someone else said, don't get me wrong, he seems a little on the weird side, but her track record is giving the boy who cried wolf. Also, most times you press charges in these situations to protect yourself, but it's giving she's interested in money. It's for sure an issue for someone in business to stop working with you because you wouldn't engage with them romantically, but I would be happy they showed their colors and would have taken my talent elsewhere. PTSD and all that extra mess because he tried to take you out to dinner or drinks or approached you inappropriately just seems like you're building a case. I don't know. I hope she's not lying because this really pisses me off when there are women who are really dealing with SA. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I completely agree. It's giving like she wants money because why you get PTSD from someone asking you out for drinks or dinner? Like when did this situation become a thing? So now if someone asks us out, we are to get PTSD from that, even though we say no and they leave us alone. Anyways, I think she just wants money, but we're just gonna have to see how this plays out. Someone said the interpretation of his comment may not have been what he meant, but his responses to her were immature as hell. And if I was cis, I would have took that release from that contract so fast and got me into a better, more beneficial situation for myself. Girl, people fight blood, sweat, and tears to be released. Thank God for the closed door. A better one is opening. Yeah. I don't know why it puzzles me as to why she did not want to be released from the contract if the working environment, if the working situation was so bad to where your talent never mattered and it's, what they wanted from you, like what he wanted from you. Why would you want to stay in this contract? It's giving sus. I am not gonna say she's lying. I'm not gonna say he's lying. I'm just gonna wait and see how this plays out. But for now, some components are missing to make her story all the way plausible. All right, that is all I have for you guys. Comment below your thoughts. What do you think is going on? Do you think she's lying? Do you think she's telling the truth? Is it too early to tell? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next one. But until then, I hope to see you in the comment section. Bye.